तस्मै स होवाच पितामहश्च श्रद्धा भक्तिध्यानयोगादवैः न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः.
To him, Lord Brahma said, know that means know Brahman by the yoga of Shraddha, faith, bhakti, devotion, and dhyana, meditation. You don't get that by karma or progeny. Some obtained immortality by renunciation of wealth. So, the yoga of Shraddha, bhakti, dhyana means Shraddha is the intellectual discipline, bhakti is the emotional discipline, mental discipline, and when you use the mind and the intellect to purify yourself of vasanas, desires, you are fit for meditation, and the last practice, he says, is dhyana, meditation. So what is Shraddha? Shraddha is when you conceive of the possibility of perfection. You conceive, what is that perfection we're talking about? To understand that we're all imprisoned, not by external forces. Don't sit there and say, oh yes, my husband doesn't allow me to do this and doesn't allow me to do that. It is your own desires, it's your own vasanas, it's your own fears, it's your own hang-ups that imprison you and don't allow you to live a free life. So you must conceive of the possibility of breaking free. This must be backed by an action plan. How are you going to do it? And implement it. In order to implement your action plan, it requires courage. It requires conviction, because it needs the strength to stand up against the forces of the world. The whole world is going in an extroverted direction. You need courage to stand up against it and pursue what you believe is right. Until you achieve it, until you achieve closure, it's that last mile that is most important. Most of us start the journey and somewhere down the line give it up. How many people there are who come, put in a lot of effort, and then suddenly they disappear into thin air. You don't see them again. What a waste of effort. All the effort that you've put in goes to waste. Why? For petty, trivial things. Some distraction or the other will always be there in your life. And the latest distraction is rain. You know, when it rains, it is a wonderful sign to you that whatever you're doing, whatever you are intending to do is positive. You know, when the rishis in the olden days performed yajna, when they performed that yajna with their heart and soul, with dedication, with sincerity, they were rewarded by rain. Even today there is a belief that when you perform yajna, there will be rain. So obviously we are performing yajna. That's why there's been rain since last night. Don't use that as an excuse not to come here. If you are determined, if you've made up your mind to come here, don't allow anything to come in the way. It's not just coming here, it's achieving anything. If you decide that you must lose weight, do it. Do whatever it takes to achieve it. That is Shraddha. If you decide that you must gain knowledge, do it. Don't allow trivial distractions to come in the way. So this is it. The closure, the last mile is the most important. Until you accomplish the mission. This is the reason why, India has a miserable tally of Olympic golds. We almost get it by mistake more than by design. Because there is no Shraddha. Even in a sport you need Shraddha. In athletics you need Shraddha. In swimming you need Shraddha. In hockey you need Shraddha. There is no Shraddha anywhere. Now the interesting part is, in the 17th chapter of the Gita, he speaks of three kinds of Shraddha. Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. What are these three kinds of Shraddha? Satvik Shraddha, Rajasic Shraddha, Tamasic Shraddha. So a Satvik person alone is capable of Shraddha. A Rajasic person gets tempted. So suppose you have planned to do something and that distraction comes. Suppose you say, tomorrow onwards, and I hope you go back inspired, tomorrow onwards I must wake up early and study the scriptures. Immediately after this function, somebody comes and says, Saturday night, why are you going home? Let's go out, chalo. So off you go, you come home only at 4 o'clock. How can you? You can't wake up at 4. So, Rajasic person gets tempted. A Tamasic person is inconsistent without temptation. A Tamasic person doesn't need a reason to be inconsistent. He is by nature inconsistent. A Sattvic person finds pursuing a goal consistently with focus, with determination, a pleasure. You know, it's like you go and ask Sachin Tendulkar, for instance, how do you feel when you practice? And it's not just before a match that he needs to practice consistently. He will probably tell you, I haven't asked him, I don't know him. He'll probably turn around and say, oh, it's a pleasure. Like Tiger Woods, you know, the Tiger Woods has a knee injury and he can't play. But he can't be saying, oh great, let's party. To him, playing golf is the greatest pleasure. So to a person who has a goal and who is pursuing it consistently, to him, Shraddha is a pleasure. To a Rajasic person, it's a burden. That is why most of us are Rajasic, so all of us look forward to the weekend when there's no work. And Monday morning becomes terrible, painful. And to a Tamasic person, Shraddha, consistency, focus is impossible. He just can't do it. So therefore, it is only a Sattvic person with Shraddha who goes upwards. There is a tremendous growth in a Sattvic person. A Rajasic person remains in the middle. Tamasic person goes downhill. So what is necessary for Shraddha is that you need to fix a clear goal for yourself. What is it that I want to achieve in my lifetime? What am I working for? What am I living for? Most of us don't even have a goal, not even a vague goal. Then the intellect guides the mind towards the goal so that it doesn't get distracted, it doesn't get tempted. And the intellect directs all your actions towards that goal. And therefore, all of this generates a great deal of energy within you. This makes for creativity. If you don't have Shraddha, you go down a downward spiral. Let's see the difference between a person who does not have Shraddha on the left-hand side and a person who has Shraddha on the right-hand side. When you don't have Shraddha, you are in a poverty mindset because you're looking only at the negatives. When you have Shraddha, irrespective of what your situation in life is, you experience an abundance mindset. You know, the bhajan that was just being sung about Shabari. Shabari was just a wild tribal. She was not an educated, refined person. But just because of her Shraddha, she reached the highest state. And that is possible for all of us. When you don't have Shraddha, you're short-sighted, myopic vision you have. When you have Shraddha, irrespective of your circumstances and environment, you have a long vision. A person who has no Shraddha is just full of himself, the I factor. It's all about I. You know, recently I met a person who is very well talented, very sincere in his effort. All of us know him. He's a well-known personality. But it's all about me. And his wife called me and told me, he's suffering. he's got high diabetes, he's got high blood pressure, he's got all high cholesterol, triglycerides, everything is high. And the wife says, he's just obsessed with himself. The point is, he is so talented, he is so well known, he is a man of achievement, he doesn't need to be egoistic. All he needs to do is drop that ego. And the most important thing, that this is true of all of us, is that we believe we are indispensable. Oh, I am the one who keeps the family together. Without me, the family will fall apart. Completely wrong. Because the truth of the matter is, without you, the family will be much better off. When you don't have Shraddha, you're always comparing and competing with others and unnecessarily getting stressed out. When you have Shraddha, you're only focused on awakening the potential within you. And the greater that other people, the more the other people achieve, the more happy you are. You have the capacity to enjoy their achievements. When you don't have Shraddha, you're bitter and cynical and pessimistic. When you have Shraddha, irrespective of how desperate your condition is, you are optimistic, you are positive in your approach towards life. When you don't have Shraddha, you only want to maintain status quo. When you have Shraddha, you are in growth mode. There's exponential growth. Without Shraddha, you get locked in by your own negative qualities or weaknesses. When you have Shraddha, you break free from your own negativities and go beyond the boundaries of your own personality. Again, in the 17th chapter, he says, Sattvic people worship the devas, gods. You see, when you have Shraddha, you can have it for various things. Consistency of purpose, a Sattvic person has towards gods. He worships the gods. The Rajasic worship the Yakshas, demigods, and Rakshasas, demons. The others, the Tamasic people, worship the Pretas, ghosts, and spirits. It is so true. You take a look around you and see what happens. The Sattvic people are those, see, when they say worship gods, gods in plural means higher ideals, but not the highest state of self-realization. So you find dedicated musicians. And such a dedicated musician, for him, the music itself is God. He has a worshipful attitude towards the music. He is committed to excellence in music, like Tansen, for instance. There are lawyers, there are doctors, there are artists, there are people in every walk of life who are dedicated to their particular fields. These are Sattvic people. The Rajasic people fall under two categories. The Yakshas are slightly higher, Rakshasas are lower. Yakshas are those who are engaged in business, for profit maybe, but they have this unselfish motive. Like, for instance, Al Gore is working for the environment. What a difference it made. You know, when Al Gore ran for president, he was referred to in America as Al Bore, because he was a bore, nobody liked him. The moment he started working for the environment, he became a transformed individual. Last year when I went to the US, I found every television channel, prime time, they were interviewing Al Gore. Everyone wanted him. Here in India, Mr. Ratan Tata has achieved worldwide recognition because of the fact that he came up with a car that cost $2,500. And people all over the world are amazed. How is it that an Indian out of nowhere achieved something that the auto giants of the world, the Japanese and the Americans, were unable to achieve? Why? Because he had a higher purpose. He did it not for profit, but for the welfare of the customer who couldn't afford a normal car. This is what happens to you. And what you need to remember is, even this much, forget Sattvic people worshipping the gods. Even if you stretch your abilities to go this far, you will become a transformed individual. But we are hanging on to our selfishness, hanging on to ego and egocentric desires, hanging on to, I don't know what, the madness we're hanging on to. And therefore, we are not transforming ourselves into better individuals. The tamasic people worship ghosts and spirits. It is almost literally true. Instead of working hard, instead of using the intellect, tamasic people come up with weird notions of prosperity. There are people who come to you almost every day and say, this time, complete failures, mind you. They're not doing anything with themselves. They say, this time, I'm going to make it big. I said, really? Congratulations. How come? He says, there is this astrologer I went to. And he said, strange things. He said, take a cup of milk, boil it, split it, and you will achieve success. Or go on pilgrimage, roll around a temple, all sorts of things. And actual spirits and ghosts, there are people who do planchet. Once a lady came to me, met me in Delhi and said, my brother told me to meet you, and I'm so glad I listened to my brother. I said, oh really, when did he tell you? He said, last week, just a few days back, my brother told me to meet you. I said, where is he? Oh, he passed away 7 years ago. I said, She has a conversation with her brother who passed away 7 years ago. Literally, spirits and ghosts people engage in. Now the most important question is, how do you develop the Shraddha? That's why we've all come here, right? We haven't come here to find out who else has Shraddha, who doesn't have Shraddha. How do you develop the Shraddha? The first and the most important thing you have to do is filter out all the negatives in your life. There is enough negativity around us. There is enough stupidity around us. Why do you need to expose yourself to it? Every day when you watch television, you go to bed with only negative thoughts. Who paid whom for votes? Who did this and who did that? It's not necessary. Because it pollutes your mind and you have no idea how even one negative thought can ruin your peace of mind. Yes, there are negatives happening. It's amazing how in Krishna's life, he refused to entertain negativity. Somebody went and told him, your own uncle Kamsa, he's so egoistic. Kamsa and Chanura represent ego and egocentric desires. Kamsa was an embodiment of ego because it was all about me all the time. And Krishna turned around very cheerfully and said, someday he will see the light of day. Someday he will overcome his ego. Similarly, when somebody tells you, this guy made 25 crores and somebody else made so many crores and somebody else is this, that and the other, you must carry this conviction, this Shraddha in you, that someday they will see the light of day. But I am concerned about how I am going to see the light of day. So be focused. The more you filter out